4407. I'll post that in the chat too.
Good evening, everyone. If you want a fabulous still frame of one of our cast members, go to the timestamp of our last VOD that Nick has just said out loud. Yes, we're all here. We're all back. The role of Locke tonight will be played by Locke, as you can see by the camera there. So we call it method acting if you're in the biz. So, all right, let's get into it. Who doesn't have inspiration?
Me.
I don't. I definitely can't answer questions. So.
Yeah, you get a pass. For obvious reasons.
Am I the only one missing inspiration?
I still have mine from 2 sessions ago.
I know Fig has hers.
I got mine, so.
Okay, I'm the only one missing it.
We don't need to roll d20s. Matt, if you would be so kind as to give us a recap from last...
It's been a second since I gave one. Okay, so my notes start off with Kapip the cat. That's probably a typo, but I try to keep track of all the animal names that come up. Never know what's going to be important. But we started the session talking with Rattle in the parlor, where he is currently staying as he continues his research in Pelennor. We found out that he has been denied access back to Osgiliath to recover his research notes, as Osgiliath has fell into martial law due to a certain Captain Turgon. We also found out that Rattle went to Dol Amroth first because of the rumors that were laid in place during our escape from Osgiliath. Rattle did go to the king to try and persuade on our behalf to get us released, but Captain Turgon had beaten Rattle to the king and successfully lobbied for the martial law. The conversation then turned to Mordu, and we brought Rattle up to speed with our recent interaction with Mordu. Mordu is a black Numenoian who first appears in records in the early Second Age and has the moniker of the Mouth of Sauron. We also learned that there are factions of orcs who are fighting each other. Specifically, it appears Mordu and the Witch King are currently not seeing eye to eye. In Rattle's research, he has uncovered that a ritual is being completed to bring or bind something to this well, the nature of which is unknown. The location that the ritual takes place is important and requires very specific material components. The black stone from the mine is such a material component. However, after much discussion with Rattle and no solid leads, we decided what we needed more of was information. And the best shot we had at information right now is Rattle's notes, which are currently locked up in Osgiliath. So, we have decided our best course of action is to return to Osgiliath to retrieve Rattle's notes, so we could decipher more about this ritual. On the way out, Cirion and Fig went shopping to pick up rations, as well as they got some additional cloaks. Malvhor, with Locke tagging behind, went to spread rumors in Pelennor that their party had actually continued on south, so that the rangers in Pelennor wouldn't immediately follow us out of Pelennor when we left to Osgiliath, and hopefully throw them off our trail for a time. And then after that, after we gathered all of our things, Malvhor said goodbye to Goldwyn, and we departed from Goldwyn's farm, Goldwyn's ranch. Malvhor bravely took the role of guide and failed spectacularly, gaining the group a level of exhaustion as we trudged our way. There was an attempt to cross the river, but Fig decided that we weren't going to have any of that, so we went onto the main road. And shortly after going on the main road, we found a group of hooded figures on the road. We thought they were just people at first. Turns out they were orcs. Malvhor had the brilliant idea of trying to walk up and talk to them. Because, you know, it's nice not to murder everything you come across every once in a while. But as soon as they saw us, they drew their weapons to attack us, and that is kind of where we ended the session.
Yeah, that pretty much
That sums it
encapsulates
up.
all of it. I wouldn't say you failed spectacularly in embarkation. You were just dealt a bad hand. You're leading them on a correct path. You are getting them there in the direction that you sought. Crossing the river, however, probably at that point in time, the journey was not a wise decision, but thankfully, you guys decided against it at the last second and added a day to your journey just to get the proper route and avoid any unnecessary dangers. Malvhor, you may take inspiration for your recap. Thank you.
I'm going to immediately use that.
Since everyone has inspiration, I don't have to do a... Well, Locke is missing inspiration, I believe, but it's a bit of a dick move for me to ask him a trivia question.
I appreciate that.
Can someone answer for him? Phone a friend?
I'm just gonna give him inspiration.
Thank you.
for
We have-
for many different reasons.
We have a benevolent god tonight.
Don't you forget it.
That's a
But-
chain smoker.
How to
Look,
make
I've
up?
been telling you for years. If it doesn't kill you immediately, it's got to do something. So we will pick up right where we left off. As you guys get about 60 feet from this small band of individuals, two of which Cirion is able to pick out as orcish in nature. The other two do appear to be human. But as you get about 60 feet away, they do sort of break whatever conversation that they seem to be having and turn their attention towards you and immediately become hostile. We need to start with initiative.
I gotta zoom way out.
Oh my.
As you guys are roughly down here in whatever marching order you determine yourselves to be in.
Oh,
I
see
mean,
statues.
I'm up ahead.
I was back with Locke, because I'm pretty
Oh
sure...
no,
Locke
there's
and I
statues.
We're just kind of like, huh?
Ooh, that is not a bad initiative, although I am in the front, and someone has a 22 initiative. Someone else has a 22 initiative.
I'm a fan.
Oh, don't bring up steel, Paul. That still hurts.
Oh my
That's
god.
my first net 20.
I can't get rid of this circle now for some dumb reason. Oh well, it's just there
Is
forever
it,
now.
are you on the right layer?
I've went to all 3 layers, it
Oh.
won't budge. I wonder what happened.
Everyone,
wonder-
click crazy on it. See what happens.
Whatever. It's fine.
I had my damn token on the map and it still didn't apply it.
Did you have the token selected when you rolled?
Apparently not. 17.
Go ahead and click your... hang on, I might...
Tonight we fight.
Tonight we dine at a fine dining establishment.
Computer, please. 1 second.
Outdoors is a very nice, fine dining establishment.
Yes, a picnic, indeed.
Tonight
Alright.
we picnic.
Tonight we picnic in hell.
All right. Fig, what's your dex?
You say it's
A
fine.
number? It's a 2.
It's a 2.
14.
Total of 14.
Yes.
Okay. then
Tell
it
me I
is
go
a-
first. Tell me I go first.
You,
Tell me.
you,
Tell me.
you,
Victor goes first.
you do not.
Darn it.
Let's see. What's an appropriate music? What kind of music do you guys want to hear tonight?
Something that conveys Malvor's imminent demise.
No escaping.
Wow.
I'm here for it.
Remember
Alright,
the
that
time
brings us
Malvor
to-
almost got one shot by poison?
Yes.
That'll bring us to the top of the round with the sort of tannish beige cloaked individual sort of standing at the crossroads, who immediately brings his hand away into his back and pulls a sword from his hip.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, it was really in there.
And now I have an idea for a monster who keeps their just weapons stabbed in them to pull out and use in combat.
Pretty badass though, not gonna lie. Like, I would completely run away from that creature if I saw it just like take a sword out of its hip and get ready to fight me. I'd be like, no, bye.
It's going to actually use its movement
It's gonna muse
to go
upon.
into the trees,
That's what
under
I
the
heard.
shade of the trees. And it's just going to take a defensive position and hold its action.
Okay.
Question, yes.
What's first level of exhaustion again?
Skill checks, not attacks.
So do we all have disadvantage on initiative roll? No? Different? Okay.
No.
I don't
I
think
don't know
initiative
both of you are
skill
like-
check.
Fair enough. Just making sure.
I've seen it ruled as a skill check, it just depends. No.
Yeah, so
Not.
figured I would ask to be sure. Okay.
I
are you
think
doing,
it's good.
Oh! Oh! Gotcha! Okay, sorry. I was so focused on my question, I did not hear my name get called. Let's see.
Because I said it as you asked. Question.
Sorry. So that one moved into the forest. What do the other three look like they're doing right now from my distance? Or can I even see them because there's a tree in my way?
Preparing to fight.
Okay. Can I ask? No, I'll figure it out. Fig is going to watch all of them start to prepare and the one disperse into the forest, and from next to Locke in the back of the group, she's gonna give a heavy sigh and start taking a few steps forward, crack some knuckles, roll her neck, and pull out her axe and shield. And with doing that, she's going to go. I have 40 feet of movement because I'm a badass. I'm gonna use my full movement to get to here.
Okay.
And what am I gonna do? That's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand there with my shield and axe and just like look menacingly at them with a very hardened frown, and just ready for them to do anything to just sprint
No.
at them.
No actions, no bonus actions, and don't do anything else?
Nope, she waits to get hit before she's angry. So
Okay. So, alright. You
Among
can
other
hold your
things.
action. You can hold your action if you wish.
oh yeah, if someone comes at me in melee,
I mean, you do what you want to do, but I just want to mention you to be aware that you do have things you can utilize your action for, so I don't want you to see you just waste them.
no, that's true. That's true. If someone comes at me within melee range, I will slash them with my axe. That's my
Okay.
held action.
Okay. Malvhor.
And
You're
before that, someone is Malvhor.
Wouldn't
I-
recommend it.
I am
obviously
going
the enemy
to.
someone,
Well, it's okay. I'm not coming in melee range of you anyway. Not quite. I'm going to use 15 feet of movement to go there. With my short bow out, I'm going to look at that goblin.
Okay.
Not gonna shoot it, just gonna look. No, I'm gonna shoot. I'm just double checking my range. Okay, 80 feet range, I'm good. I'm gonna shoot that goblin.
Go for it. Roll attack.
Bada bing! Ha! That sucks!
An 11 as you run up alongside this fairly large moss-covered rock. You pull out an arrow and notch it. You line up your shot with the teeny goblin that is the smallest creature currently on the battlefield, and you let the arrow fly, and it just sort of goes a little wide to his left and careens into the forest.
And I'm gonna yell out. I'm gonna yell out and be like, and let that be a warning to you. And then I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna be like, okay, Locke, I distracted them. Now take your shot. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to give a gift eye to Locke.
Thank
Okay.
you.
As I'm gonna use the last of my movement to seek cover behind this border.
Okay, that'll give you half cover.
I'll take it.
Locke, I assume you have the higher dex, but I'm just checking.
19, so.
Yeah, you definitely have the higher dex.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pull out my bow, notch an arrow, move up into the underbrush. I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check at disadvantage from exhaustion.
Yes, sir.
17.
Let's see. Oh no, only a 17. And then, since I went into hiding, this is always so weird with how this works. So, I would like to take a shot at that guy. It's showing my.
Yep.
And I'll do the. Just do the attack, and I'll let you tell me from there. So normal.
23 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage with sneak attack.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was.
Passive perception's not enough for that.
Got it. Sorry if there's going to be probably a second attack roll. I was trying to avoid that, but
You're good. So I see 5.
20 piercing.
Whew, lord. As Malvhor fires his arrow and just sort of misses, the ones sort of in the center there fixate on him, and you slide up under the brush and prop up back up like on your knees and just let the arrow go, and it just goes right into the shoulder, piercing through a bit of a chainmail that was there as he doubles back a bit, and he grabs up the arrow and just yanks it out.
All according to plan.
Any more movement?
And that'll be nope. Well, I'll move slightly deeper into the underbrush, but I know they're going to be aware of me because pot shot. And that's fine. That's it.
All right. That'll bring us to the Goblin Archer. Let me see. And it's going to, notch its arrow and make an attack at the closest thing to it, which will be Fig.
Do it!
With a nope, with a 6 will miss.
Just
As you see, as it lets the arrow go, and it just sort of like, it comes right at you, and you bring up the shield and just bat it away, and you catch a glimpse of the orc back into the forest, bit of sneering beneath his breath, looking at the goblin. But that's about it. Cirion.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realize I was muted there. I'm actually going to move up to this tree. Would that provide any cover?
Right there immediately, no.
Nah.
You'd have
Oh
to-
well. Okay.
On the map, you'd basically have to be right in the middle of that tree, which is where the trunk would be. You're sort of like under its shade right now.
Oh, cool. I burned anyway. So, all right. I'm gonna pull out my bow and I'm gonna pop a shot off at this fuck.
Okay.
And oh, I forgot. I have 2 attacks now.
I just remembered that too.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Pew. Oh wait, do I still have disadvantage selected?
Yes, because we're exhausted.
You don't have disadvantage on attacks, but that doesn't change the
Right.
fact it's still 12.
Ah,
Sorry.
gotcha. I'll just do normal. Okay, sorry.
12. So as you run up beneath the tree to get a better angle on this goblin, you let the arrow fly as you're sort of moving into position, and it lands just a little short. 12 will miss.
All right, one more. Fuck.
11 will unfortunately miss as well.
Too bad you're so far away from me.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay.
Any bonus actions or any other movement?
Nope.
Okay. That'll bring us to the
Gosh.
outlaw.
The outlaw? That's a reoccurring character name.
Who is going to move up to Fig, which will trigger your held action, but as he's moving and running, he pulls out a spear and he looks out into the forest and says, "Go, get out of here!"
Uh-oh.
But Fig, that does trigger your held action.
Smack him! Twice! Dang it! Poop.
Wow. Wow. Only one of us has done damage.
You bring up
Oh, no.
you bring up the axe as he closes the distance, and he brings up the spear that
Fig,
parries it to the center.
Fig is close enough. I'm gonna use my Captain of Gondor feature, and I'm gonna say, put more oomph into Fig, and make one of those a hit.
Okay. Fig, go ahead and roll damage for the second one.
Smack! For 3!
A 3. Malvhor, I'll ask if it was worth it.
I don't think it was, because I can do that once per combat, but I mean...
As you make your first attack, coming in from high, he holds up the spear with 2 hands and meets it and brings it down to the side, and you just slide off and you spin around and you come back from the other end and do clip the armor as he sort of jumps back, just barely nicking him. But he does make an attack at you with his spear.
When I clip him, Malvhor just hears oomph!
Wah, wah,
For
wah.
9 piercing damage. Or sorry. I just rattled off the damage and didn't even tell you if it hit. The 15, sorry.
No.
All right, so as he regains his bearings and goes to drive the spear, and you bring up the shield and parry it off to the side, and he steps back and repositions himself and comes in for a second attack. With a 21.
Yup.
With a total, unfortunate, of 4 piercing damage.
I'll take it since I'm not raging yet.
And that's... Yep. His one ability's already wasted and gone. It's over and done with. That will end
he-
his...
Was he looking at someone specifically, or just looking back in general when he shouted, "Get out of here"?
You saw him look back in towards the forest.
Okay. Like to my right-ish? From where
Yeah,
Fig
that's
was looking?
yeah, that's where the forest is. Yeah.
I'm just making sure. Okay.
Where all the trees are on the map
But
versus on the
half
other
of
side,
map-
which is basically open area and rock.
half of the map is covered by Discord, stream chat, and other things, so I can only see about 60 feet of the prune with everyone.
He looks off towards your right as he runs at you.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Yep. And that will bring us to the lowly little thug. He's gonna use his movement to go there, and that's about all he can do. He will hold his action from there. That brings us to the top of the round with the messenger.
Oh, God!
Uh-oh.
Who is going to take a look at his situation in the battlefield real quick.
He's about to bamf.
He's going to use his bonus action to hide.
Oh, yup.
Sounds familiar.
I mean, if I can't see him, I can't see him. I won't be able to stop him.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think any of you have a low enough passive perception to not see that. A 6, he doesn't. You see him plain as day.
Yay!
can't see me.
But he is going to dart off this way. Oops, nope. That's not what I wanted to do. He's just going to move deeper into the forest, trying to move slowly, thinking he's hidden. He's not close enough to any of you to know whether or not you see him.
Fair.
That will end his turn. Fig.
Out of curiosity, I guess, since you said that was the name of, like, the character, but I guess to not, I guess, metagame, does he look Messenger-esque at all based on attire or anything? I did.
Go ahead and give me an insight check, and I'll
Okay.
waive the disadvantage on this.
Oh! We have a benevolent god! Insight. Oh no.
14.
14?
Racking your brain, it was a bit of a low light environment, but you do seem to recognize at least the attire, if not the orc himself, who is standing alongside a one Mordu in the
Oh.
cave.
Mordu needs to give him a dental plan.
The hint here is I gave the exact same description as I did in the cave for this person. Cream beige cloak.
Oh, I see. Thank you for reiterating that then.
He's been the only one that has been described that way and has appeared as a miniature both in the cave and here. So that's why I allowed the insight check without disadvantage to see if you could actually recognize him.
So he's
So there you go.
familiar.
He is familiar enough.
Okay. I'm gonna, while I still have my attention on the person in front of me, I'll try to glance back at everyone and do a quick point with my axe toward that direction and just go, hold on, I have to cough, so I don't think I can do Fig's voice right now, but Fig is going to shout, he was with Mordu, we go get him. And then as he, sorry, because I feel a cough right here, so I'm not gonna go super low right now. Next time. And then after I shout that, I'm gonna take the axe and just do a mighty swing at him.
A mighty swing.
Yes.
Go for it.
I
roll
should
your attack.
probably rage, but she doesn't have reason to rage yet.
You did take damage. If that was
That's
enough for you to
true.
trigger it, because that's what you said the round before. You weren't attacked yet or anything. I mean,
It was only it was only a measly 4 points. She's just kind of like,
you,
"Eh."
you know it triggers Fig, so that's up to
Yes.
you.
So, nope, not yet. What
Okay.
did I say? Axe. 2 mighty swings. Screw you. And oh my god.
You know, you can reckless. You can reckless attack for advantage on every swing.
I should probably rage for the sake of my freaking rolls at this rate. Screw narrative. Alright, well, there's that.
12 and a natural 1 miss.
Mm-hmm. Can
Anything
I just?
else?
I just want to headbutt him. You know what? She's just gonna get annoyed by all the misses. That she's just gonna get more frustrated with the attacking herself, and she'll rage because screw this. I'm not playing this game.
All right, so you use your bonus action to Fury.
Yes, for Fury.
Okay.
I keep saying rage. Sorry.
Same difference.
Different system, same effects.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wasn't sure if you
And-
choose to Fury or use a shield bash instead.
No, she'll just get into a fury. She's getting
Alright.
real annoyed at this guy now.
All right,
That's my turn.
Malvhor.
Okay. Malvhor is going to grab his token
What?
and is going to run basically directly over here. He is going to level his bow. I don't know if I should be the one to do this because I might not hit him. But every shot counts, right? He's going to level
Yep.
his bow at the person Fig points out and is going to attempt to take a shot at him.
Every
Go
shot
for it.
does count.
And I
Someone
do
has
have
to
a
hit, right?
D4 from Paul.
I see that. Yes.
I mean,
If a 26 doesn't hit, I'm concerned.
You run over across behind Fig and across the road to the other side, and you find just narrow passage between the foliage and the trees, and you line up a shot, and you let the arrow go, and you see it flying through the air, and in the last second he turns around and grabs it out of the air and throws it to the ground. I'm kidding, a 26 hits.
I was like, what?
That was uncomfortably convincing, boss.
but that's only 4 piercing.
4 piercing. Alright.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action. I'm going to turn to Cirion. I'm going to be like, get the runner, kid. And give him a gift die. Everyone gets gift die. You get a gift die. You get a gift die. And that is the end of my turn.
Just call you Oprah Malvhor.
What's the gift die for? D4.
It's a D.
D8.
D6.
Oh, it's a
D8?
D8 now. That's right, from leveling.
You can do it on
D8
skill
on-
checks, attack rolls, saves.
Okay, I was
Not
sure what
damage.
the D was. Yep.
Hey, who's ready for a whole lot of obnoxious that's just gonna be fun?
Oh,
Me,
God.
me, me,
Me.
me.
E.
Go!
Hell.
We're gonna use the dash action as my bonus action
Okay. There we go.
to get me. Boop. Let me select my token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Movement for another 30 feet. Hi.
Wait. Where were it?
So that's
So you
90
move
feet.
60 feet. So do you use your bonus action to dash and then your action to dash?
I use my bonus to dash and then my movement.
Right, so your bonus using your bonus action to dash gives you an extra 30 feet on top of your regular movement.
Okay. Sorry,
so
my
you do
brain.
30 feet regular, 30 feet dash, and then you either use all your movement at that point or you use an
Okay.
action to dash.
You can dash twice, really?
Yeah,
Like
if,
that?
if you have cunning action, you can dash 3 times. If you're hasted, you can dash a 4th time.
Jesus.
I have not played Rogue at all enough.
If this is D&D 5e and you're Tabaxi, you can double your movement speed.
The furthest I got was to being a monk, and that was fun.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll cut up beside. We'll use the action to actually cut up in front of him.
Okay. Action dash, getting out in front of him, cut him off. All right.
Hi.
He's just
So bad.
Locke was just like in the bushes, and then he just goes, boom, and just gone.
BRB, need to channel my anime ranger elf.
As Cirion and Malvhor, you see a blur of Locke sort of bound past you, almost barely touching the ground with the deftness and light-footedness of the elves. He navigates through the forest and slides up right in front of the orc, and then you see Locke. The orc immediately locks eyes with you, and you see his pupils dilate as he rips his sword and sort of slides to a halt briefly.
Get him.
And that's obviously because I used that as my action. I can't attack.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's me.
That's everything. That'll bring us to the goblin archer.
Don't hit me.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
Every time a DM flips a coin, it always lands on me.
I'm gonna flip a
lucky you
coin
feel.
because 2 people have attacked him, and that would be Malvhor and Cirion. Malvhor, you are 1. Cirion, you are a 2.
Oh, can you make this a public roll?
Oh, it wasn't me. Okay, my streak has been broken.
As he's going to line up his bow once I find his character sheet.
He has to pull out his own character sheet. Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
It hits for that much.
With a 15.
Yep.
It'll be 3 piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, poison.
Goblins, ma'am.
You can use a D8 or you can use your inspiration.
Oh, that's right. On saves. Yeah. I'm gonna use the. Thank you, Matt. I'm gonna use the D8.
Go for it.
13's
That's
not
a
bad.
It helps.
4 for a total of 13. The arrow just barely slides past your arm in a slightly unprotected area where it's just sort of like cloth undergarment for the armor, and it cuts it open, and you feel a bit of blood begin to trickle out, and it stings and burns a little bit, but you are able to fight it off. 13 barely succeeds.
Thank you, Malvhor.
Nice.
And whoops, I don't want the ruler. He's going to use his movement to fall back a bit. Cirion.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Which was the runner you guys told me to go for again? That one?
Yeah.
Yep.
I got. Okay, I was gonna say it's like I have 2 runners now, so I just want to be sure which one.
All good.
All right.
Get the runner. They're all running!
Yeah, that should have been their strategy. They should have all just scattered. Which one do we go after?
All right. So, the little bush-looking thing. All right, so I'm gonna use 25 feet of my movement to get here, and I'm gonna
Okay.
pop 2 shots off Mordu's friend.
Okay.
Wacky.
No, we're not saying
Roll your
that.
attacks. 15.
Boom. We'll take 1 off, and then we'll fire 1 more. Pew. Hey, dirty 20.
20. 15. As you fire the arrow at the last moment, he is able to catch it at the corner of his eye, and he brings up his sword and parries it off. A 15 misses, but a 20 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Whoo! Whoo! As he parries the first one and doesn't see the immediate follow-up and can't regain, as it impales right in his clavicle, and he steps back a bit.
Do I want to? fuck it. I'm in a mood tonight. Action surge.
All right.
God damn it.
22
Okay.
will hit.
And
5. So as the last one comes in and hits him in the clavicle, and he grips it a bit, but he doesn't actually pull it out. He changes his position and locks eyes with just his quickest escape point, and he bears down and begins to run away. And as Locke reaches out to make an attack, your other arrow comes flying through right in between the shoulder blades as he goes "Arrgh!" and smacks into the ground as he doubles over.
Ooh! Ooh!
there we go. Yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's it for me.
So is he dead? Yay.
Yeah, he did.
He has a personal relationship with the ground. It is intimate.
I'm glad I can play distraction.
I'm gonna keep that line in mind, Kevin.
Brings us to the outlaw, who's going to make 2 attacks at you, Fig, with a 17 and a 15.
Nope and nope.
Wow, all right. 2 attacks, just he jabs in with both hands, but you're able to just keep your shield out in front in between you and him. That ends his go.
Poor Matt.
Brings us to the thug, his little lackey, who will come up behind you to flank and make 1 attack with a club. With a 21,
Yeah.
6 bludgeoning damage,
Halved.
halved to 3.
Sweet.
A club to the back of the head would fucking hurt.
That's a bonk. That's quite a bonk.
I took a knee to the head yesterday, and I'm still like, I still have a headache.
Oh, jeez.
Fig,
Me! Oh, snap. Alright, I got 2 people around me. Awesome. I'm gonna feel the bonk of my head, and I'm gonna growl and grit my teeth, and I'm just gonna do a large, reckless swinging axe motion to first hit the guy in front of me, and then keep swinging and turning to then go for the guy behind me.
all right. Are they
Both
both
of my
reckless?
attacks. Yes,
Okay,
because it's
go
just
ahead.
like 1 fell swoop into 2 attacks.
Just making sure.
So that's advantage,
roll.
right? Yes.
Yes.
Because I'm not right. I keep thinking exhaustion goes after.
Reckless attacks give you advantage, but in turn they get advantage on you,
Yep. Making sure.
which they already have because they're flanking you.
There we
24
go.
to
There
natural
we
20.
go.
All right. Fig
Both
bear
will
time.
hit.
All right.
Both will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so this is the first one for 7
7.
because of a fury.
Yep.
So that's the guy in front of me, and then the
natural
one,
20.
and then the one behind me is all that plus 2. What is that? Oh, 6 plus 9.
9.
Whew. They are both take 2 very quick slashes to like the side in their open areas. You embed the axe pretty cleanly on both of them, and they both wobble a bit after the attacks.
So then, for my bonus action, so I imagined it as like a whole like 360 swing. So as I come back and to face the guy that was in front of me with my left where the shield is, it's just bam in the face with the shield bash.
Okay, bonus action offhand strike.
I almost hit the normal one. There we go.
18 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. So as you
So
What?
6 because of plus 2 for
6,
fury.
yeah. So as you run the axe through across his abdomen and spin around and strike his companion, you embed the axe in the one behind you, and in order to get it out, you push off from him and use it as momentum, and as you come around and you basically body check square in the chest and the face with your shield, and you hear a resounding thud from the connection. As you pull the shield away and go into a defensive posture, you see him looking at you with his nose broken and bleeding out his mouth and nose, just sort of eyes roll back and fall to the ground.
Oh! I clocked his brains out. Yay.
Yeah, he's dead.
Cool. So then after that, I'm just gonna slowly turn around to face the other guy, and like you can see the anger on the face, but it's like a cold, hardened stare more so than like a bestial growl this time.
Yeah. All right.
That's my turn.
Malvhor.
Speaking of murder, Malvhor is going to move 30 feet back here and is going to take a shot at the other outlaw.
Okay.
Nope.
7 will miss.
But at least I'm far away from everything.
As it almost hits Fig.
That is the end of my turn.
Locke. Anything?
Yes, so... now that the one in front of me dropped, going to move over here into the nice wooded area and bonus action hide.
Go for it. Stealth check.
Advantage.
23.
Oh, you know.
And I'm gonna put an arrow right in the back of the goblin archer's head. Or
Yeah.
in between his eyes, whichever.
Yeah.
Normal.
19 will hit.
I mean,
21's the hit. 19 damage.
Oh, yeah. Jesus.
rogues.
I'm at 3d6 right now, man. This level up, or the previous level up, we haven't really had combat with me around since I got the sneak attack up.
I really liked Brian's face and all that. He just went, jeez. We need a
No.
still frame of that next.
This level up's upgrade was uncanny dodge. So now
There
I
you
can
go.
dodge. I can reduce damage too. Finally.
The arrow almost misses its mark, but it catches just enough of the side of the neck where it goes clean through and tears out a chunk of the neck. He's dead.
No
That
question about
delayed
it.
speech. I'm sitting here like, this thing looked like a lackey, and this is the main villain of this fight in the end. And that'll be it for me.
Brings us to the archer, who is dead. Cirion.
I mean, who's left?
The mofo in front of me.
There's one.
Oh, there was
down
so much
here.
going on. Oh, that's a guy. I thought that was. Okay. Anyway, sorry. All right, this boy want to fuck around and find out. I'm gonna shoot him too.
I like
Go
how
for
the
it.
strategy for this fight was Fig in the middle. We all run circles around shooting arrows.
Somehow it worked. Somehow it
Oof.
worked out real well.
26 will hit. It's all positionals and aggro. Let the tank hold aggro. You get behind, you do more damage. Yeah, 8. That's double the hit points he has left. He's down.
Vig is literally a warrior from XIV. Just has
Oh, yeah,
Defiance up
yeah.
right now.
No,
Yeah.
that's pretty accurate, actually. It's pretty accurate. I love that job.
I love how cleanly combat went in our favor for once.
Yeah.
We don't have anybody basically one shot and poisoned for once.
But at the moment, everything seems to be clear. No threats remain.
You're old, anything can be a threat.
I'm gonna go collect arrows from corpses.
Going to take a moment to get out of my fury and find some zen with a quick standing meditation, and also
Center
rubbing the
yourself.
back of my head from the bonk.
Yeah, that's smarts.
Yeah.
Locke, go ahead and give me an investigation check for the arrows.
It's gonna suck.
11's not bad.
I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and use the bonus die too.
yeah, use your D8 because it's gonna expire otherwise.
12.
12.
You tried.
It's better than nothing.
Only moderately more not bad. You can retrieve 4 arrows.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Can I search the Mordu's friend body?
Go for it. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
See if he has any useful tidbits on his
Can
ass.
I walk up to, after finding some Zen, can I walk up to, because I wanted to go up to, I was going to ask if I could.
I'm burning inspiration for that. Fuck that roll.
Never mind. I'll still walk up to him, but I won't desist.
Oh, wait, what? Sorry, I was not listening to a word you were saying.
At least he's honest.
It's up to Brian now.
I couldn't hear you. What were you asking? Finn?
I was starting to long-winded ask if I could assist, but then
Sure.
he said he was going to use his inspiration, and so now I don't know what to do.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying, to be 100% honest.
You can assist.
Okay.
Cirion, go ahead and roll again for advantage
All right.
before you determine whether or not you want to burn
Yeah.
inspiration. It's up to you.
Nah, no.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, just carry the body back with me.
I guess so.
It's a long trek.
Mountain like a fucking deer.
Gross.
Carry it all the way to Osgiliath and then back to Pelagir. It'll probably decompose by
Oh,
then.
you're going to get stinky.
11. You go through what pouches he has on him. Where's his sheet? There it is. You do find that he has 3 what almost look like either stone or very unrefined metal of sorts, crudely crafted daggers that are just sort of wrapped in cloth around where a handle would be. They appear to be throwing daggers of some sort, along with a leather bandolier for those. Other than that, you find a couple handfuls of like very large like grubs and worms that just seem to be ringing around in like a pouch that he's holding. But you do find a sort of loose, almost leather-ish. It has the feeling of some sort of like tanned skin. It's very flexible. It doesn't seem like paper of sorts. It's not stiff like that. But it does have some markings on it. And you can find that now in your player journal. So you can take a look at that at your leisure, or if you want me to just read it out, I can read it out.
Yeah, you can read it out.
Okay. I will just show it to players so everyone can see it as I read it out. It's basically a quick written note. It seems to be written in haste, and it just reads in Western, "One of Harakars is tracking their brood, and we will be in correspondence with the Eye and Umbar. As for this Nifa, who seems to be causing trouble for our enemies, perhaps they can be encouraged to join our cause, or at the very least encouraged to continue to disrupt Gondor's efforts in places it benefits us. Also, the false shadow of the East must be brought to heel. He is a very mockery of our efforts. He will either kneel by attrition or by acceptance, and the latter would prove more useful. My immediate plans have changed and need to shift focus. The curse will take time, and we'll see what transpires when it does. The other meddlers have gone to ground, so we must not trust the silence from them. I suspect they are changing their plans and moving against us."
Are we the other meddlers?
Who knows? Okay.
It's only
So-
in. You said it's in handouts. Is that only for Cirion?
Give me a minute, I'll give it to everybody, assuming... I mean, I read it out, so you all have it now.
Yeah,
So give me 1 second.
Give me that letter. I'm gonna put it in my notes.
There you go.
In its entirety.
You all have it now.
Correspondence. Copy and
Remember
paste.
this unsealed letter.
I read that aloud.
Oh, right. I remember it now.
Check your journals, people.
It's old, so I mean that's probably why it's hard to remember. Harakar. Umbar. The eye in Umbar. Uh-oh. I left rumors we're going to Umbar, and the Rangers already think we're part of the eye. And the eye's in Umbar.
I'm interested in this false shadow, too.
I mean, I feel the false shadow has to be the Witch King, right? We heard that the Witch King and Mordu don't see eye to eye. They're fighting each other. I'm more interested in this Nifa.
Of course you are.
As a source of information. Goldwyn is the only one for me.
Disrupting Gondor's efforts. They could still be nearby then?
I doubt they're nearby. This seems to be just a message being passed along. Did we check the humans' bodies?
No.
I'm gonna do investigation of the human bodies and see if I can find any note of anything that says where they're from. If I can kind of find out that information.
Alright, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
At disadvantage.
There was such a satisfied laugh from Matt.
I'm good at investigations.
You look them over, and they don't seem to be carrying anything of apparent worth in this immediate investigation. You do find 7 silver pieces on them.
That's going in my pockets.
But with a 22, you sort of look around at the immediate area and sort of get the understanding that the message that was found was handed off by probably the one human to the orc. And based on road structure, they're either from nearby or they came up from the south from one of the roads, which would have been probably past the way you came had you actually used the roads to get to this point.
So the humans came up south.
That's what it appears to be.
Okay, so they're not from... I'll pass this information on to my friends. I was concerned that they were from Osgiliath, and maybe that would give us a peek into the corruption that we assume has taken root there. But it appears these humans have come up from the south.
So they're not all dressed the same, like they were all together, right?
Are they wearing a uniform? No.
Yeah, like, are they wearing similar, like, colored garb or tatters of things and whatever?
It's mostly mismatched. I mean, the orcs are wearing dirtied clothing in sort of black iron. What sort of metal armor that they do have, these two seem to be traveling fairly light, seemingly meant to be for great distance and speed. The humans look as if they reside in either forested areas out on their own, or are just meant to sort of blend in with the ruffian of society.
Okay, I'm going to start shifting bodies around and dragging them on the ground to make it look like they fought each other and it was an accident and no one survived.
This is like some 3D chess. I was just gonna say let's leave a message for Mordu, but I mean, okay, that works.
And then when I'm done with that, And then when I am done with that, stone face, which is currently what I'm not right now, Fig's gonna take her necklace and kind of raise it to her mouth a little bit, and she's just gonna mutter, "Be at peace now, but you lost." And I'll turn around.
No, I still don't have your customs figured out.
All right.
Just got
What?
really dark really fast.
I still don't have your customs buried out. I was expecting, honestly, you to bury them.
I thought about it, but I don't think we have the time this time, and no shovel either.
Yeah, but then why'd you move them around?
For someone to not be too suspicious if they are come across, and it can just look like a bad skirmish and nothing else.
It's not bad. I'm just surprised. It's a good idea. I mean, like I said, I was expecting you to bury them. You have plenty of good ideas.
I suppose I just... Yeah, I think we don't quite have the time for that, so a little, small prayer will do.
Well then, speaking of time, we should push on to Osgiliath.
I agree.
All right. You guys move on after Fig stages a shootout, basically.
Doesn't there have to be at least one survivor? How they all?
Oh, well then, I can. And I'll take one of them and I'll drag him like 60 feet off to the side and make it look like he bled out.
This is gonna be, if anyone comes to investigate this, it's gonna be the most confusing scene.
Wait, guys, this is our one-shot of the murder mystery card we've been talking about, remember? With Vidar being the detective.
Oh dear God.
He has to figure this out.
Wrong millennium.
I'll
Do you
finish doing that and brush my hands off and go, is that better?
Do you plant a small, like, leather pouch of, like, Athelis on them or something?
No,
I was making a terrible joke.
Yeah, I
don't
get the
have
joke
any,
you're
but-
making.
Well, oh, I get it. I don't
I'm
have
asking
any,
if you're
so I
planting
can't.
drugs on them.
No.
What is happening?
Let's Fig,
Alright,
let's stop
so-
playing with the corpses and let's push on.
Very well. And I will brush my hands off. I'll murmur under my breath, be at peace, you've passed on and everything once more. And then I'll take out a honey cake and start eating it and walking with them.
I'd like
That's
to
a
I'd like to
day's
think
work.
Fig is just covered in blood, just eating a honey cake.
She kinda is. I'm not at full health, so but every once in a while you'll see her rub the back of her head.
Stop playing with the corpses, you say. We are getting a little too close to home there for you.
Yes, it does. It is uncomfortable. It makes me wonder how she'll treat me in a few days.
I would bury you. And do a nice ritual.
Ah, that warms my heart.
Complete with deer droppings.
I would. Never mind.
If I can read this map, let's keep going north.
You guys press on, crossing the other river into
Yeah, we're just
the
gonna
next
stick to
region.
the road.
Sticking to the road, you cross it on a small earthen bridge that's been reinforced with some stone. The roads are light over the next few days. There's not much seemingly traveling between here and Pelennor or Osgiliath. In about 2 days' time, you see the wall that surrounds Pelennor Fields and Minas Tirith. In the distance, you'll be there within the day.
Oh god, we're back.
You are indeed back.
That was too fast.
Too furious.
to come back.
As you edge closer and closer to the wall, a reasonable... Well, shouldn't say that so soon. Malvhor, if you can give us an arrival check. Go ahead and roll a
Oh.
d8 and add 1 to it, please.
When do I roll for hunting?
Go ahead and give me a survival check at disadvantage.
At least it's not my turn.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I didn't want Locke to be responsible for guiding when you weren't here.
Appreciated.
Give us the good news, boss.
2.
We're not starving.
You want to bet?
Uh-oh. What?
I'm pretty sure 2 is starving.
I rolled a 17 though.
We're gonna talk about hunting after this session, just so you all know.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. Ooh!
He's excited.
Interesting.
That's not good.
Wow, rude.
What?
You know what? Because of that, I'm going to change it to something else. You feel good about yourself now?
No, benevolent God, please. I'm sorry. I have another honey cake in my inventory if you want it. It's the last one.
I don't want imaginary food.
You mean that's not the way to your heart?
I
Not the
will
imaginary food.
send liquor to your house.
Oh,
Depends
That'll
on
work.
what it is.
What's a boy gotta
Anyway.
do for that?
Anyway, so as you all draw closer to Pelennor and Osgiliath itself, you do see that there are a few small boats going up and down the river of Anduin into Osgiliath, and some even leaving. There appears to be some decent traffic going through the wall into Pelennor and maybe even onward into Minas Tirith. The gates are wide open as you draw nearer, and you feel that your journey and every mile that you've walked aches and pains in your body. After 10 days of travel to here, 1 day added from being redirected from trying to cross the river to using the main roads. But for once, these aches feel good.
Oh.
oh.
From what little you've spoken with Rador and even this little correspondence that you seem to have picked up, seems to align with some greater goal, some greater path that you are on, whether it is your own individual path or a path that the Fellowship walks together. As you arrive, your fatigue seems to slip away as the clouds part and sun seems to warm your bodies and soothe your aches and pains. You can all immediately remove 1 level of exhaustion.
Yay!
I thought it was gonna be horrible. It was great.
Yay.
Be thankful I change the arrival tables and the journey tables often, because by default, a 2 is another level of exhaustion.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
no.
That's what I thought it was, and I was like, we're gonna have 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh no.
That is the default one, but I try to change and make them unique.
So we can't.
So-
Also, we can't predict it if you keep changing it.
Also true, because I don't want you guys rolling something and have immediately go, ugh. So, but you guys arrive to the open gate of the Epoch right outside Pelennor, and that's where we're gonna take a break.
Ayo.
Hail, adventurer. Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack. Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next TTRPG session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Plate Mail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers.
Hail, adventurer. Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack. Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next ttrpg session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Platemail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited, as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers.
Alright, welcome back. So, the four of you arrive mere couple dozen feet from the gate into Pelennor Fields. What would you like to do?
So we're not even at Osgiliath yet. This is just the gate to Pelennor Fields.
Yep.
Does my survival check do anything? Because we didn't discuss the.
It gave you. It removed exhaustion.
Oh, I thought that was Matt's arrival roll.
Yeah, that's the arrival check. Wait, what are you asking me?
Survival
Check.
Oh,
or hunting.
I only heard Ival.
And your brain filled in the
So
rest.
yeah, so I was like, arrival, it's removed. Yeah, you guys don't have to dip into any of your rations.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
okay.
Are there people?
Whatever.
Are there people coming and going to the gate besides boats? I know you said boats.
The boats are out in the river.
Yeah.
So that's
Are there
probably
just-
a good like quarter to half mile from here.
Oh, okay. But are there people coming and
but
going through
they're-
the gate?
There's a few. There's some
Okay.
moving. They're stopping and talking as they walk through every now and again with the guards.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna tell everyone, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna walk ahead. Let me do all the talking.
Wait, are we not going through the sewers?
We're not at the sewers yet. We have to go
Oh.
through this gate and then walk a while longer before we get that opportunity.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that gate. Okay.
A lot of people
And
forget about this gate.
I'll just, I'll walk through the gate like I'm meant to be here. Because I am. I intended to be here, so.
You guys sort of filter into a bit of a small line that is traveling through. Ahead of you is a uncovered wagon that's being pulled by a single horse. It has an individual next to the horse pulling it through, and just sort of like small pockets of groups of individuals. One by one, they head up to the gate and they talk with the individuals there, and it's a bit of an exchange, and they're allowed through slowly and surely. You get up to essentially the front of the line, and you see two Gondorian soldiers, shield on one arm, spears in the other. You lead your party up, they raise a hand. Halt! What's your business here?
Oh, we're coming to see a friend who, resides in Osgiliath.
Osgiliath, it's currently barred for visitors. Who's
Oh.
your friend you're visiting?
Oh, as I'm going through my notes to find a name, Ashlyn.
Are they aware of your arrival?
Yes, we've been exchanging letters.
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
I'm also gonna go ahead and use my discourse. So I'll make that
Okay.
deception check with advantage, and they can attempt a wisdom saving throw to oppose it. Well, my discourse never slaps as much as powerfully as it could, but at least it's not a natural one.
Okay. He looks over towards the other guard who's standing post and sort of like narrows his eyes, and he shifts his weight and they sort of close in a bit. Well, if they're expecting you, then they for sure would have informed you that Osgiliath is currently off limits for visitation.
Yeah, you know how long letters take to travel. Would they be able to leave Osgiliath to see us?
That is not something I am privy to. Osgiliath itself is currently under lockdown. Odds are they are not able to leave.
Ah,
How long have you been corresponding with them? Letters also have been on tight.
The last letter, honestly, the last letter I received from them was a month ago.
Are all of you here to see this Ashland individual within Osgiliath?
Indeed. They're, the roads to the south have been a little more dangerous, so they're a bit of hired help to help protect me. He said, I'm old. The journey is hard for me to make.
Sort of leans into his other guard, whispers.
I don't like this.
The other one hefts his shield and spear and sort of walks off behind the wall. Within the wall itself, goes out and around. I'm gonna need you four to stay here for a moment. Can you step off to the side, please?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Oh boy.
As he motions the ones behind you to come forward, and he handles with them for a time being.
I meant to put on the tan cloak before this all got started.
I mean, I assumed I had my new cloak on. I'm just always wearing it.
I didn't
It was a gift.
think any of us did. Actually, I think Kevin last session specifically said he put it on. I was gonna wait till we got
Cirion doesn't have one. He has his own
Yeah,
cloak.
Cirion bought his own fancy
that's
cloak
right,
as
that's
soon as
right.
we got to
Yeah.
Pelennor. But yeah,
Yeah, so the-
Cirion bought me a gift. I'm wearing it. I don't think that's going to help us too much right this moment. Okay, so, things might be going south. That's funny because we're going north, but let's not jump to conclusions. I'm sure everything will be fine, and worst case scenario, we make a run for it. I'm sure I can still talk our way out of this.
Famous last words.
I should not have said we were going to Osgiliath. I should have said Minas Tirith. I will keep that in mind next time I have to come through here.
Several moments pass. The line inwards essentially tapers off. There wasn't a lot of people at this time of day. Not a whole lot coming up from the south regions towards Pelennor and Minas Tirith. After it tapers off, the other guard returns, along with 4 others.
Not a good sign.
Sort of leans around the corner to find you 4. Would you follow us, please?
Are they on the inside of the gate? Or the
They're
outside?
in the gate. They're in the
Okay.
gateway. They lean around the corner. They're just in the gateway. The gate is open.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Following them, which direction would they go?
They're not moving.
Oh, okay.
They're just waiting they're waiting for an acknowledgement.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, what appears to be the problem? And I'll motion to follow.
Please follow us. They don't answer your question.
Which way are they going?
They turn heel and walk inside of the gate.
Inside of the gate? As we're walking, I'm just gonna turn to the others. I'm gonna say, do we just want to make a run for it? Because I got a bad feeling about this.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No.
We're actively trying not to draw further attention to ourselves, and
Okay.
taking a run for it with authorities right out of the gate
Okay.
is
then
going to make for a
we'll-
rather dogged pursuit.
With many other witnesses too.
Well, true, but then I guess we'll play this out and see how it goes, and if we end up in trouble, we'll
the
just have to
first
deal with
time.
it. And so we'll follow him, I guess. That's the game plan.
Okay.
Can I keep eyes on as we follow them? What is this? I don't think I've ever been able to use vigilant senses. But can I just keep eyes on all of the guards that seem to be around us and or following us as we press forward? Just to keep tabs of numbers.
Sure.
Okay.
Just keep a mental note. Currently,
Yeah.
there's 6 guards at the gate immediately, as 2 of them turn to lead you in, and you walk past them, and then 2 others bring up the rear to sort of pincer you in between, and the rest stay at the gate.
So 2 are in front and 2 are at the rear
Yep.
right now,
Yep.
basically. Okay.
Yep, 2 and 2.
Okay. Is there... so this says I have advantage on perception checks when seeking to detect nearby enemies or ambushes. Would I be able to use that now to see if I detect anything suspicious, or is that not quite the situation?
I mean, you can see you depends on what you deem an enemy in this immediate situation. You have individuals, the Gondorian guards are immediately present, so you can see if you sense individuals beyond that might be enemies to you, or if you're being led into like a trap or an ambush. Yeah, you can totally do that.
I'm more thinking of like being led into some sort of trap
Okay.
or ambush.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check at advantage.
I've never been able to use this one before.
Our rolls are fantastic.
I did roll 2 nat 20s at least. So, but not
The
this
guard-
time. Okay.
The guard's check against your discourse, Malvhor, by the way, was an 18.
Yeah, I mean, I got that vibe. I still think we should have made a run for it, but, you know, the words of wisdom said otherwise, so we'll see how this plays out.
Hey, I agreed with you.
He blames the words of wisdom from Fig and Locke.
I mean, you made good points. We don't have a whole lot of time to discuss it, so I made a decision.
No. We knew
10,
this
you-
was a risk to begin with otherwise, or anyways, so.
10, you don't sense any nearby hostility immediately present. The guards themselves seem laxed from your perspective. They just seem to be doing their job.
Alright. I'm just gonna keep darting my eyes around all of them to just try to keep tabs as we keep going.
You are led immediately inside the wall and immediately turn right and walk parallel along the wall down probably about 30-40 feet to an outcropping that appears to be some sort of guardhouse of sorts. You're led to there, and the 2 guards in front stop and flank the door, open it up, and gesture you inside.
Okay, I'll enter.
In we go.
Yep.
All right. 4 of you walk inside, and the 2 guards that were behind follow you in and flank the door on the other side, and the door shuts. Immediately from where you are, the windows are letting light in, and there's a small table and a couple of stools sort of like in the middle of the area that has a deck of playing cards that are sort of shuffled out, seeming like a game was interrupted moments earlier. The
Oh, you-
guards look at... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, oh, you all play cards.
Yeah, when we don't have to answer to incidents at the gate. We'll be patient and wait here. Someone will be by momentarily.
Okay, very well. I'm just gonna take a seat.
Okay.
And the
Anyone
guards
do
are
anything
staying in
else?
here with us, or are they leaving?
Those 2 are staying there for now.
I'm just
Anybody
going
doing anything
to
else?
take in our surroundings and note any escape points.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
19. I wish I would have gotten That for my deception check.
19. It's a small room. It's not even big enough for a barracks or an armory, but it is built into the wall, and deeper in, you can see a stone spiral staircase leading up and out into the on top of the wall. You assume. Beyond that, there is the single door entryway that you came from. Other than that, there's like 3 cots sitting alongside one of the walls. It just seems to be a rotational guardhouse. Nothing fancy in here. Anybody doing anything else?
I'm tempted with an idea, but I don't know what good it will do me, so I'm thinking more on it.
Okay. You can definitely let me know what that is.
Other than just being funny, I don't know if it will actually be a benefit.
I'm throwing this in for ambience, even though you guys aren't in a cave. I'm hoping it just sort of brings the feeling of an isolated room. So figured not gonna do anything? Okay.
No.
Locke's just sitting there like...
No, I'm just gonna lean back against the wall with arms crossed, head down, and just listening quietly and waiting and still taking in surroundings.
Me too.
Okay. Several moments pass. Long moments, probably a better part of 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh.
What?
I could have done my idea. Oh well.
Okay, then what are you doing?
No, it's fine.
Oh my god.
Keep going.
Live with your decisions.
How many times are you doing anything? No, and then I narrate something like, oh, I could have done it.
No, because I wasn't sure how long time would pass, or it's probably still a bad idea in my head anyway, so just keep going. It's fine.
Fine. Jeez. 20 to 30 minutes pass, and eventually you hear a knock at the door. Open up. Guards shift, look through a slatch in the door, slide it closed, open the door, and stepping into the room in a bit of like a tannish skin, in slick back, short brown hair, is wearing some armor, more like leather armor. Does not really in full plate armor or anything like that. Just sort of walks in and sits down at the table, and just positions himself to lean on it, and opens up a leather-bound journal and looks over the 4 of you. Well, good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Rawls. If you'd mind having a seat, unless you're perfectly comfortable to sit there, stand there, whatever you so please.
I'm already sitting. Pleasure to meet you, Sergeant Rawls. What seems to be the problem?
Problem is entirely dependent on how this conversation goes. So bear with me, I'm just doing my job in the effort to try and make sure those that are the coming and goings within Gondorian cities are on the up and up.
We understood.
So for the record, can I have your names, please?
Okay, I have to look through my notes really quickly. My name is... When did we come up with the aliases?
Before we left, I think.
Yeah.
Do you at least remember yours?
I do not remember mine, but I remember I wrote it down in my notes.
I'm just gonna look at him. I'm Mathan.
Okay, there we go. I found him. Gomir.
Aaron.
Trying to remember what the heck mine was. Sorry.
You can make one up right now. I can tell you what it is, or you can make one up.
If you have written down what I said, tell me what it was, please.
Rog.
That's right. Thank you.
Mathan, Gomir, Aaron, and Rog. Very interesting traveling company here. 2 men, an elf, and a wanderer? A Northman? Haven't seen much of you around these parts.
I just shrug, my arms still crossed.
There's no reason to be standoffish. We can have a civil conversation.
She's
It's
been
just
like,
how she is.
yeah,
Apologies.
she's been like that the whole trip. I can't get 2 words out of her edgewise.
Very well. That might prove difficult, but we'll make do with it. So, where are you coming from?
We're coming from Dol Amroth.
That's a long journey from here. What brings you to this area of Gondor?
Well, it's do I know my initial deception didn't land? Would that be an
The one at
insight
the
check?
gate? The one at the gate?
Yeah.
You can do a retroactive insight, because the one that you spoke to is not in the room.
Okay. If you'll let me, I'll do it. Okay.
You can come to the conclusion, if you will, based on why you're in here.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said at the gate, you know, I'm traveling here to meet a friend I've corresponded with who's in Osgiliath, and I was surprised to hear that Osgiliath is under martial law. No one's allowed to come in and out. At first I've heard of it was when I got to this gate. And of course, these fellows are with me because the journey from Dol Amroth is long and the road is dangerous at times, and I'm an old man. And, so I couldn't make that journey alone.
So you came from Dol Amroth to visit a friend in armed company in a city that is not having any visitation or exportation at this moment in time. Is that correct?
Well, yes, but to be fair, I did not know the status of Osgiliath until I arrived at this gate today.
Yet you claim to have exchanged letters with this friend of yours.
Yeah, but the last letter I received was a month ago. There was no mention of anything like a lockdown like this.
He takes out a water skin, uncorks it, and slowly takes a draw of water from it. Caps it back up. Are you originally from Dol Amroth, or were you visiting there?
I recently went southward to try and, find better fortunes. I'm originally from, Minas Tirith.
I see. And you lot are his what?
I'm gonna let them
Armed
answer this.
guard. Like he said.
She's
For
very,
the journey.
she's very standoffish. I figured she'd make a good guide with how imposing she looks, right?
What is it you'd say you do, Gomir?
What do I do for a living?
Yes, paying for 3 armed guards for travel from Dol Amroth to all the way to Pelennor is quite the hefty amount of coin.
Is. I've recently, come into coin by aiding an innkeeper with various tasks. I am a renowned, well, maybe not as renowned as I'd like to think I am, but I am a bard of some sorts. I'm skilled at performance, music, storytelling particularly, and the innkeep pays handsomely for my services and gave me leave to try and reconnect with my friend.
Must be paid very handsomely for a performing artist.
What can I say? I'm good at what I do.
And what of you as he shifts towards Cirion? You're hired for armed guard. Are you from Dol Amroth?
Where was Dol Amroth again?
He says that in character.
No. I'm not saying that in character.
I know.
It's in the. It's sort of in the far west of the Gondorian kingdom, in the region of Belfast.
Yeah, it's like directly west of Pelagia, but a fire distance.
Okay.
It's where I told the guards we were going as we were leaving Osgiliath.
Travel there would probably take months as opposed to a week and a half.
Ooh, I didn't know that when I lied about it, but...
Yeah, you're peeking a lot of interesting tidbits where all the guards are going...
It worked when we left, so... And my insight was terrible.
Yeah. Okay. So now I know where that is. So the question was, was I from Dol Amroth?
Are you from Dol Amroth?
Not originally, no.
But you found yourself in Dol Amroth.
Through travels, yes.
I see. And what brought you there?
Work.
What kind of work do you do?
I kind of like tap the pommel of my sword, going like, the kind of someone needs quieted down.
Ah, mercenary work. Just the sort of what we want welcomed into Osgiliath.
So I recognize the sarcasm.
Oh, you recognize it as thick.
Like 2 C's, 3 C's.
He doesn't even try to hide it.
Cirion just kind of like shrug and just sit back, or not sit back, but just kind of don't want to be like nonchalant, but like not here to cause trouble or anything.
Huh, I see. Not here to cause trouble, though you are readily available for it, is my understanding.
Cirion just goes like, kind of sounds like me. But no, I'm not here for any of the such, just helping him out.
How long did you all reside in Dol Amroth prior to making the trek here?
Oh... I was there for... 4 months?
I was there for a couple weeks until I got this notice.
And you two?
I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna look at Fig and be like,
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the
Are
two of
you
them and go,
mute?
I told you, I can't get her to speak.
Damn it, sorry, mine was muted. It has been for a while. Which explains a lot. It's a lot easier to tell if you could actually see my face and the... Apologies.
Notes.
Okay, so in character. Not actually a resident. I tend to travel around learning different smithy techniques. continuing to improve my trade and try to find a little bit of that spark lost from my people. It was more happenstance running into them than a direct hiring.
A few days. Direct hire. I am known for my skills in the wilderness.
Not her people skills, if you know what I mean.
I grew up alone.
Tell me, do any of you have any affiliation with an individual known as Lieutenant Cirion?
Have I technically ever met the dude? For realsies.
I'm thinking.
I don't think she ever actually went
I think
in.
she's the only one who hasn't. Because I think even once or twice Locke came with us to the barracks.
No, I would say you've never met him.
Alright, then immediately I'm just gonna answer with... Yeah, I'm just gonna go, no.
I'm going to immediately ask... I'm going to be like, is he the one in charge of the gate?
Answer the question.
He's not happy. Can't say I have.
How do you say his name again? Arachrin? Who are we talking about?
Answer the question.
I don't know.
Do not play coy with me.
Not playing coy. Don't know. Never heard the name until now.
And you?
Sorry, bad timing.
Oh.
Did you,
I believe in various travels. I've heard the name tied to Osgiliath.
Cirion and Malvhor deception checks.
But I did it. Kidding.
You're familiar with a Cirion.
Oh.
I mean, I could inspiration to increase that,
I'm burning
but...
inspiration. I'm burning inspiration.
Wait, do you have inspiration? I thought you burned it earlier.
No,
Yeah.
because
No,
I
Oh, okay.
because I didn't know Lindsay was. I was like full sending when Lindsay was talking.
Okay, yeah.
Wait.
Oh! Okay, you know what? Should I burn it? Because he got a natural. No, I'm gonna carry it. I'm gonna let natural 20 carry me.
Are you sure it will carry you?
I mean, I have a 50-50 shot of doing better or worse.
I thought you said both of us had to give checks.
Yeah, I gave one.
Yeah, 16
Did it?
natural 20.
I missed the 16. Didn't see it above my thing.
Oh, I saw the 2.
I mean, I'm gonna sit on 16 because I have a 50-50 shot of doing better or worse, and with my luck, it's gonna be worse if I reroll it.
Oh, you have more like a 75-25 of doing worse versus better, friend. Oh wait, no, you haven't. Sorry, I saw the +6.
Yeah, so I essentially rolled a
Informing.
10.
Yeah.
You see him look over and etch down a couple of quick notes in his journal that he keeps sort of lifted from the table about like at this angle that he just juts down as I smack my mic. How long did you plan on staying in Osgiliath?
No longer than a week. I have to get back to Dol Amroth because I was only given temporary leave. And it's a long journey. I'm gone
It's a long temporary leave.
if I'm gone too long, so I don't got time to waste.
Let's see. Purely visitation into Osgiliath. Gomir, a tavern bard under armed guard of Mathan, Aaron, and Rock. I mean, all the way from Dol Onrith to a city that is not allowing entry.
Which is news to me.
You do understand that I don't believe that, correct?
I don't understand that.
Well, then let me make it perfectly clear.
Going back to jail.
That you're either going to come clean with me right this moment and tell me exactly the purpose for your being here and what you are doing, or this conversation will be cut very short.
Okay, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry for lying. But you see, I have a lover that I haven't seen for a decade, and we recently reconnected. And I would like to, solidify things with her, but I've forgotten something very important in Osgiliath. So there was no letters to Osgiliath, no one I was talking to. I'm not here to see anybody. I'm just here to retrieve something very important and then return to my love. But I was very surprised when I got to the gate and heard no one could come in and out of Osgiliath. And it makes, retrieving anything from there difficult and nigh impossible. Would it be possible to have the guide retrieve it for me? It would mean a lot.
What in particular are you looking to retrieve?
I've been doing my best not to lie, and he's asking for specifics. Makes it hard.
Funny how interrogations work.
I'm going to say I am a bard. That is true, and it's very, very important writings that have deep meaning to me.
He just slowly jumps from one face to the other, looking over all four of you. Give me another deception check.
Can I argue persuasion? No. What did I say that was untrue?
You're not looking for writings for a long lost love.
Well, I never said it was for a long lost love. I said I'm looking for writings.
Deception check.
I was letting him infer that it was for a long lost love.
It was the implication that it was the
he's not making that inference.
I'm gonna burn my inspiration.
There you go.
See him drop his shoulders and let out a sigh. I apologize in the manner of which you've arrived. A lot has transpired in this region, and the Guard is on double duty to ensure that the safety of the people and the safety of our cities is ensured. We can allow you entry into Pelennor. That's about as far as you can go in terms of the direction of Osgiliath. Osgiliath is not allowing entries at this point. You're more than welcome to stay here within the wall for Pelennor, or head off into Minas Tirith, or back from where you came.
You need not apologize for simply doing your job, sir.
It's not a job I enjoy doing at times, interrogating travelers. When certain things are said, I'm brought in to make sure that what they are saying is the truth.
And
And when you show up going into a city that is under martial law, touting with a mercenary in tow, it begs many questions.
I can.
And I will say this, though you are allowed within the walls for Pelennor, I myself won't be, but rest assured that you will be watched.
Of course.
You have lied to city officials. You've lied to me. And on that grounds alone, your intentions are in question. So, as he stands up, welcome to Pelennor. Guards, open the gates. Let them go. Is there anything else you wish? Anything else you need of me? Otherwise, you're free to go.
I'm going
Thank you,
to walk up to him,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pull out my final honey cake and just hand it to him. And I'm going to say, for your time and the trouble in hearing his ramblings. And I'll just turn and walk forward.
Peculiar. He looks at it as you're like walking out. How many days old is this? It's dry.
10 days.
It might have mold on it.
Hey!
Details. It's a gesture of, I don't know, friendship.
Hey, you're trying to poison us. Yeah, I quickly walk away.
She was just trying to get him slightly on their better side.
Ooh, that was almost a colossal fuck up on my part.
We need to do this fast.
Indeed, and next time we'll always come in and go in from Minas Tirith, always.
We stick with the stories you gave then, for now.
If we have to, yes. If we're questioned, you know, we talk about, you know, my lover, because you know that is true.
Yes.
I don't want to name. We'll just take it one step at a time. But try to stick. They bought that story. It's mostly true. So we'll try to stick with that because it's easiest to remember and it's what we told them. But onward. We got. We have a city to break into.
Less time we're here, the better.
Okay.
Hopefully getting out's easier than getting in.
What are you guys doing?
Making our way to Osgiliath, I imagine.
Making my way down.
We're through the gate now, and are we like
you-
on another side type
You're
deal of like past a lot of the guards and whatnot, and just like can keep going through, or 'cause we're in
Yeah, you're
Pelennor now.
You're in Pelennor.
So what's the activity like now? I guess. I'm trying to
It's
figure out.
similar to the last time you came through. It's basically wide open farmland. There's
Right.
homesteads dotted throughout the place, and the wall sort of stretches from the Anduin all the way to the mountains where Minas Tirith would be, there are stamped dirt paths that sort of spiderweb out in all directions. A main one sort of goes north and then splits off towards Osgiliath and Minas Tirith. It's just sort of like flat plain for miles, but there is traffic, farmlands, traders, caravans, marketers, roaming guard patrols every now and again. Not a whole lot, but there
Rest
are
stops?
those. Sorry?
I'm sorry, I thought you were done speaking.
What'd you say?
Are there rest stops or anything of the sort? I don't remember.
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of a building that has like a mixtrades in it and a.
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Wrong
What's-
campaign!
At this point, what's the time of day?
Probably early evening.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, we're going to Osgiliath, so we have to keep pushing that way.
Yeah, so we need to keep walking that direction, but we shouldn't look too inconspicuous of being like the only ones going that direction, right?
I mean, unfortunately, I think we're gonna look inconspicuous because of our group makeup, but
Well, that's always going to be the case no matter what we're doing, I think.
it might be best to approach the city at night under the cover of darkness. But I know we talked about trying to travel it during the day, but I don't know if that's strictly a good idea given how
Oh,
strict
that's
the
right.
guards at the gate were. Because I don't know how much movement is allowed in the city during the day. Locke, you were here, but you didn't give too much input on that conversation. Do you think we should move around Osgiliath during the day or during the night?
Oh god, I don't remember everything we said.
I thought we said during the day.
We did say during the day because we were talking about
did, but-
blending in with the crowds, but I don't know how many crowds there are going to be, and if there's not a lot of crowds, the cover of darkness might be better. But we risk,
Right.
because if we're caught out at night, I'm sure there's a curfew, and if we're caught out at night, then it's going to be immediate confrontation.
Yeah, well, and I think the biggest concern with going during the night was increased guard patrol because of curfew, right?
Yeah.
So,
What do you think, Locke? I don't remember what you said.
At this point, I believe daytime would be better, as we were already told we're going to be watched, so if we were to go missing literally the same day from plain sight, more suspicion.
that's fair.
That is good thinking.
I mean, I think that's also why Cirion got the cloaks for the additional 3 of us, too.
Mhm.
To make sure we're somewhat more hidden amongst the crowd.
But yeah, I think we just push on to Osgiliath, making our way for the sewer entrance that we escaped through.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Immediately heading out.
Yep. No reason to dally.
Okay.
You're on a mission to make amends with your lover, according to the story. So act with haste.
Okay. You all head out from the walk and talk on your way out of the interrogation room, guardhouse, makeshift interrogation room.
I like
You-
how we potentially had that entire conversation in the interrogation room. Anyway,
That
Yeah.
was a little scary.
You guys follow the paths out towards the farmlands of Pelennor. Slowly begin to veer eastward towards the Anduin and the city of Osgiliath. That you can see in the distance some worn walls and some ruined tops of buildings that have been there for years, ever since the sacking of the city. The prominent mark missing the Dome of Stars from its skyscape. But you trek for a few hours, heading east, heading off towards the river where you made your initial escape from the city. You arrive at an opening of the sewers that feeds deeper into beneath the city. And as you look down in, is predominantly dark, dank, and dripping with moisture as you hear it from echoing off the rocks from the outside. You're back. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Oh, God.
Oof,
no.
that was rough.
How do you spell that sergeant's name, by the way?
Was it Ross?
Rawls, R-A-W-L-S.
Thank you.
Yep.
I
problem.
wrote Ross.
Rawls.
I'm glad he didn't try
Like
to
the
arrest
walls,
us just
but with
because I
an
was
R.
lying.
Now, you said every keyword for the guards at the gate to go.
Yeah, I shouldn't have even mentioned Osgiliath.
Can you spell that again?
R-A-W-L-S.
Okay.
It's a very easygoing fellow until he has to be intense.
And that was kind of my vibe I got from him and why I didn't want to make problems,
That's why I gave him a honey cake.
even if it was moldy and stale.
A 10-day-old honey cake.
I mean, I was
That's
ready to
sad
fight my
attitude.
way out of that building if we
She
had
takes
to.
care of her sweets, I'll have you know. As best as possible.
But you guys have made it back to the sewer entrance, or exit, I guess it depends on perspective, of
Which
Osgiliath.
direction we're going?
Fought some people out in the woods along the paths and got a neat little correspondence note that might be fun for you. But from here, your next steps head into the city of Osgiliath, the place that
burn
you
it
fled
down.
from. The place that you fled from, and might not have the friendliest of individuals on the inside looking to meet you.
Oh boy.
Hey, at least
So,
we have
we'll
wind.
see. We'll see where we pick up next time. So thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will be back eventually. I say eventually because we need to discuss what we're doing Thanksgiving week, and I'm not going to do that now. So hi, we need
Yeah.
to discuss that now.
This time of year gets wild.
So yeah,
It really does.
keep an eye out in Discord and Twitter. We'll do all our scheduling updates. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back later. Have a good night and stay proficient as always.